thing I came to preach today. That wasn't that funny. Can I tell you, like, listen to me, church. There is a huge difference between you doing the same thing in your own strength and you doing it at God's word. And I can imagine if there was this conversation that maybe Peter had been having with Jesus and Jesus having with Peter, and he's like, hey, Peter, hey, I need you to throw down your net. And Peter's like, I love this because, Peter doesn't always get it right. A lot of times, Peter gets it wrong. But can I give Peter a praise break real quick? Because, Peter gets it wrong so many times. He's cutting off ears. He's cutting people off. He's denying Jesus. But there's a time that Peter actually got it right, where there's a highlight of Peter actually getting it right, because he's over here talking to Jesus and he's like, hey, I need you to throw your net at the other side. Hey, I need you to do the thing that you gave up on. I need you to go back to the thing that you think is not going to work. Now it's going to work. You know why? Because it's at my word. I'm sorry, Peter. It's not your boat. It's not your skills. It's not your net. It's not your toiling. It's not your labor. It's not your expertise as a fisherman. It's at my word. It wasn't a rod that split the Red Sea. It was at my word. Oh, it was not a slingshot that took out the giant. It was at my word. It wasn't a shout that brought down the walls of Jericho. It was at my word. It wasn't Gideon's army who was proficient in weaponry. It was at my word. Church, can I tell you, I can't emphasize enough the difference of you doing something identical, but one is in your own strength and one is at his word.
Hey, Pastor O here. Really quickly, I want to take a moment just to hit the pause button and tell you about 3 ways you can connect and support this ministry. It's only going to take 30 seconds of your time, and then you'll be able to go back to watching the rest of this video. And here's the first one. If you need prayer, give us an opportunity to pray for you. Visit prayforme.kuhau.com and submit your prayer requests. Number 2, we have merchandise you can purchase and different ways that you can donate and support this content. It's all found in the description, so make sure you go and check it out. Number 3, if you're looking for a church community, visit us at kuhau.com/new and tell us where you're from so that we can plug you into our church family. Okay, let's get back to this video.
Because here's the power. Watch this. Because when it's at his word, it's consistent of power and it's consistent of his timing. That's what happens when it's at his word. When it's at his word, it's full of power and it has perfect timing. And oftentimes we're trying to do things in our own strength, with our own power, but outside his timing. And oftentimes it's timing. The timing is there, but you're still depending on your own strength. God is saying the timing is now. And you're like, but no, I'm weak. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. This is not, no. But when it's at his word, here's what's happening. It's both power and perfect timing. And so Peter says, hey, I get it. I've been toiling all night. I've been doing this a long time. I've been busting my butt. I've been trying to figure it out. I don't want to do this, Jesus. As a matter of fact, Jesus, I don't think this is going to work. But at your word. And I love it because in the film, it's almost like he's like looking at him. You know, like when you can't take your eyes off someone because you're so annoyed at them? Like you're moving over here, but you're still looking at them. And that's the scene. He's like, at your word. And this showed me how powerful and how good our God is. Because he'll take your fickle at your word. He'll take your flimsy at your word. And sometimes we think we need this firm at your word. See, when I think about at your word, I think about it like this. I thought it was like this. I've been toiling all night. But Jesus, at your word, I will throw down the nets. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, this is it. No, it's like this. It's like, whatever, man, if you say so. Can I tell you, some of our most faith-filled moments don't look like firm faith. They look like flaky faith. They look like this. Whatever, if you say so. And you know what that shows me? That God has a greater commitment to bless you than you could ever possess trust to place your faith in him. Whew. I wish every time that God moved in my life, it was because I was positioned like this. At your word, Father, you are so good. Yes, look at the miraculous things that you're about to accomplish. Right now, I wish my faith always looked like that. And every time that God showed off in my life, it was because I was filled with faith. But can I tell you, church, so often in our lives, and this is the message that we end up seeing, like we look at other people and they look so perfect and they look so filled with faith. If we were being honest, a lot of our faith looks like this. God, at your word, if you say so, a lot of our faith looks like this. Fine. A lot of our faith looks like this flimsy commitment. Okay. And I wish I could tell you that every time that God showed up in my life, it looked good because I was firm. No, oftentimes it was because I was flimsy. It was this haphazard commitment. But God still showed up. And can I tell you that if you're in this place and maybe you think that your faith needs to be firm, and I love messages about firm faith, and I love messages like Mike Todd, crazy faith. But if I were to be honest with you, oftentimes what you see in the Bible is not faith-filled people. It's people that were willing just to take a chance on God. People that were willing to take a chance on Jesus. And that's the great news, because it's not dependent on my faith, but it's dependent on his faithfulness. And I want to tell you on this afternoon that God is more dedicated to be faithful to you than you could ever possess the power to be committed to him. If you believe that in this place, give God a praise.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you'd like to watch more like it, be sure to subscribe so that you won't miss anything we release. You can also hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified as soon as we do so. And if you'd like to watch our live stream service every Sunday, all the information is in the description below. God bless you. See you soon.